tap. Oops. Tap tap. Is this thing on? What are these crown message things? There's some new thing on my stream, on my chat. Anyway, here we go. Welcome to Good Chats, and hopefully the microphone is on. G'day, Mr. Jacksonmas. Thanks for being first. G'day, Steve. Welcome. Graham Dory. Welcome aboard, mate. Thanks for your tips on the video last week. I've got some things that I sort of did with that. G'day, Luke's Fishing in the Northern Territory. We're going from coast to coast. Train Boy 1200. Love it. Welcome aboard, Kingsley from WA. We really are going coast to coast here. Now, where is Noel? Because then we would be from the north to the south and east to the west. Yeah, you're right, Andy. Yeah, something is really wrong. G'day Driftos, welcome aboard, and g'day Van Couple. Great video up at Anguston the other day. Go check out Van Couple's shorts on YouTube, and go check out Andy Munro's channel as well. Not that he would notice amongst the millions of viewers that he's getting these days. Congratulations, Andy, on what you're doing there and the views that you're getting. Good on you, man. G'day JK, welcome aboard. Right, okay, Drifters always knows what's up with this stuff. Thanks, Peter. And Oz Travel welcome aboard. I think I'm going to need to watch a bit more of your channel or speak more directly with you now that I'm in the throes of planning to drive myself from Woodnadata up to Alice Springs via the old Garn track, the hard way. And g'day to the centre at O'Malley in the centre at Moomba. Hopefully you've got it on the big screen. So yeah, shouts out to Moomba. G'day John Blakeney. Welcome aboard. Hello again. You travelled up the Broken Hill line on Monday. Out at Ningen. Oh, Ningen. Good old town, Ningen. That's for sure. I've stayed in Ningen a few times, slept in a swag there on the ground in the caravan park, and the train comes through at 2 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, it wakes you up like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, anyway, I've lost my notes. Hang on. I don't even know what I'm going to do anymore. No, that's right. I was going to start from the beginning. I was going to talk about, I've done the filming now for the Adelaide to Gawler line. And then I had some footage that I've taken, and I've got some questions. I've been really lucky to get some footage from the National Railway Museum on the Adelaide to Gawler line, and I'm actually going to need your help identifying where some of the footage is taken. Some of it I know, but some of it I'm like, I'm not quite sure. And then I also got about 70 odd images from the National Railway Museum as well, which, seeing as the slideshow was so popular last week, we'll run through that again. There's some amazing images there of a taken for granted in some ways suburban line. So yeah, and then I was going to do Book of the Week, but I don't actually have a Book of the Week this week. I've been kind of busy researching and filming. So yeah. What have you all been up to? Don't forget to mention in the chat what you all have been up to as well, so we can talk about that. Up there in the, I always get that wrong, up there in the magic window, because opposite side for me, is the raw drone footage. I haven't even reviewed the drone footage yet that I was able to get on the last 5 days as I sort of travelled along the Adelaide to Gawler line, bit like a tourist in my own town, really, which was eye-opening in many ways. So I just chucked in one of the drone footages that I got of the Gawler line bridge over the South Para River. Pretty sure it's the South Para River. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Well, there's an interesting point that you make, JK, about Channel 7 switching off and everyone moving to the Channel 7 app. Really interesting point that you make, because I haven't watched free-to-air TV in my house, or I haven't gone looking for anything on free-to-air TV for years now. That's one of the things about YouTube, isn't it? So I spent not really the last 5 days, but I probably did about 5 hours a day, starting in Adelaide, and then working my way out to Islington, and then I actually started at the other end. With this video, I made the beginning and I made the end, and then I made the middle bit. So that'll be interesting to put together. Hanging around train. It must be annoying to stream South Aussie with Cozzy. Look, even if I could stream it, I probably wouldn't. But at any rate, I spend so much time looking at everybody else's videos on YouTube and finding out what's out there on YouTube about things that I'm interested in. You know, there you go. You got the likes of Oz Travel Log, you know, loaded up 10 videos with one a week there. There's an endless amount of content made by amateurs and people who are out there actually doing the thing, right? Which is just so much more authentic. Train rescue is apparently really cool, though. I'll have to maybe do a train rescue review or something like that. I'll have to look it up. That's interesting news as well, JK. Yeah, traveling along the Gawler line. Geez, I tell you what, railway lines just attract some freaks sometimes. And particularly the North Line, right? It's a lot of the stations were revitalised as part of the project over the last 20 years or so that ended up with electrification. And geez, it's a horrible kind of place. So that's kind of a bit of a segue into some of the video that I've got. And hopefully I've sorted it out this time. I actually spent a bit of time loading this stuff up. So here we go. This, I'm pretty sure, is going to be one of the videos from Dry Creek, and I just wanted to start with this one because this is an indication of just how many times it takes me to get a narration correct, and what I sort of go through when I'm out there as well, when I'm trying to navigate the environment, look at a camera, make sure the camera's working, make sure the microphone's working, and make sure I can actually remember all the stuff that I'd written down. So here we go. Welcome to Dry Creek. Dry Creek Station originally opened with the line, and it became very busy as the abattoirs line out to Paraka, or the Stockade line. In this case, I was actually distracted by the train behind me. Tramway opened in 1914. The station was rebuilt in 1982 and a bogie exchange was installed, but that bogie exchange lasted. The station was... At that point, I'm just like, oh, bugger it. It's too noisy. I can't even think. The bogie exchange was installed, but that bogie exchange was rendered defunct when the line was converted to standard gauge in 1996. Finally proving how stupid the whole mixed gauge thing is. See, I've got my notes there. Welcome to Dry Creek Station. Now, this station opened with the line and became a very busy junction point in 1913 when the Stockade line from Northfield reached here. I did a video on that a couple of years ago, so check that out. The Dry Creek Explosives Tramway also reached here in 1914. I also did a video on that one, so go back and check it out. And the junction to the Port Flat line is just behind me, and it heads west to the Port Flat and the Port River. The station was upgraded in 1982 and a bogie exchange was installed. That bogie exchange was removed in 1996 when the broad gauge line was finally converted to standard gauge. I love this shirt, JK. How stupid the whole mixed gauge muddle really is. These days the station is probably the place you'd want to send people for punishment. It's a bit of a abandon, hope all ye who enter kind of place. It's very industrial and dusty around here. Plenty of space around the station still remains. Maybe that's remnants of the yards and the stockyards and all that kind of thing that used to be here. But anyway, we'll keep moving. Man, there you go. That's just an indication of, yeah, see, I finally got it right, I think, on like the third attempt. G'day, Noel. Welcome aboard. So that's one of 165 pieces of footage that I've reviewed over the last couple of days. And I have about 150 odd historic images from various sources, including the National Railway Museum and the Salisbury History Society. And I got some footage from James Antonopoulos, who looks after the video archives at the National Railway Museum. It's taken me ages to get this footage. It's okay, Jaximus. And yeah, so I will go to some of that vintage footage now, and I want to, this is the footage that I'm sharing now, and it's from, let me just go to my folder, just to sort of make sure that we're talking about the right stuff here. So this footage is from Robert Habig in the 80s, and from Philip Grove, I think, in the 80s, and there's one here from Kim Bird later on, which is earlier than the 80s, and I actually can't really tell where they are, so I need your help. Let's do this one. Oh, g'day, Lyle. Welcome aboard. G'day, Pete. Welcome aboard. I don't remember, Pete. I think you told me what those rail yards just south of Mawson Lake Station are for, and I've forgotten what they're for and who uses them. So I need you to remind me again, man. But welcome aboard. I think the location of this video, it's not described in any of the data that comes with the file, but I'm pretty sure it's Parafield. What do you reckon? Welcome aboard, Waterfront 32. Thanks, Pete. Dry Creek North Yard. I don't know about you, Noel, but I just can't stand the sound of old railroad crossing bells. We'll see how long this video goes for. I'm just going to remind myself, Pete, of Dry Creek North Yard. Horizon. It was actually really difficult to get any footage of that yard. You can't really get to it. It's, you know, you can't fly a drone there. You can't walk out along the bridge. I don't know what the best vantage point for that place would be, to be quite honest. Oh, look, there's some surprising bonus video. We know where this one is, but I'm pretty sure that previous one was Parafield, right? Because it's got the Kings Road crossing. Thanks, Graham. Yeah. Oh, g'day, Ron. Welcome aboard again, mate. This is pretty special tonight. It's taken me ages to get this footage of trains along the Gawler line. This is in the 80s, and a lot of it's a bit later, so I'm presuming it's all tourist trains. And this is all shared with permission from the National Railway Museum, I might add. So we're now at Gawler, Noel. Right, well, I guess that's the end of that one. I haven't fully reviewed all these videos yet to see them all till the end. I've gotten so much footage over the last couple of weeks. Bridge over Mawson Interchange or down along the Port Wakefield Road Bridge. Yeah, they're too far away, Pete, for my cameras. I can't zoom in properly. I hate grainy footage, so I'll probably just use Google Earth or something to illustrate that. And let's go here too. So this straight out of the archives as well. And again, you kind of got to watch to the end, but I'm pretty sure this footage is at Cuddler. And the camera person is standing on the north end, on the side road near Cuddler. But yes, I don't actually know where these are, so I'm just confirming these before I try and mix them into my next video. Jaximus, I don't have any videos of Mount Gambier trains, although you would have seen that one in my last Mount Gambier video where Jack Wayman was kind enough to send me one of his original videos and allow me to use that. And in times to come, I may eventually get down the track and explore the archives at the National Railway Museum a bit more. Let's go back to that window. Where I may actually get a chance to actually explore the archives down at the National Railway Museum a bit more. But I'm taking a very gentle approach with it. Everybody involved with this, we're all volunteers here. There's only so much time in the week. So bit by bit, I'll be able to get to it. Personally, no, I don't have any vintage footage as well. I was born in 1974 and... yeah, I only just started taking footage of railway lines a couple of years ago. So, yeah. Yeah, I get it, Pete. Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've been around Mawson a bit. Okay, so let's go to the third one. Pretty sure that was Cuddler, right, though, guys? And I'm pretty sure this might be somewhere around Cuddler, too. G'day, Luggy 111. I reckon it got it now, because then this file transitions into what we saw in the last video. So, yeah, you know what I mean, Mr. Jaximus. And it is truly a passion of mine to actually unearth as much as I can, and in the last... few years it's taken me this long to get this far, to get some access into these archives, which is brilliant. And so here we go, here's the same train but going backwards like in the last video. Yep, it's definitely Cuddler. You got that sort of rural setting. Doesn't look like that these days, but there you go. Yes, and that's right. It is an F-class engine. That's what the description said in the video. Let me go now to this one. Somebody let me know where this one is. Precedence. Yeah, I don't really know where this one is. I'm a bit stumped. You reckon Dry Creek, Graham? Alright, cool. Way back before the, what's it called? Depot was there. And the station there in the background, which has now been obscured by steam, would have been the actual Dry Creek station, you reckon? We'll see what happens when the train gets closer to the screen and starts to go past. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries, Wilbur. Thank you to the National Railway Museum and to James, who looks after the archives down there as well, for giving me the opportunity to share these. G'day, Ree. Welcome aboard. I must have missed your previous message about precedence and spell check, Luke. Go back and check. I totally can't see it there. See, this is the bit that makes me wonder whether it's Dry Creek or not, because you got all that engine yard there. So we're just looking at a train passing the Dry Creek yards? Not really sure. Ah, okay, the old Steam Ranger site, and we're looking west in that shot. I get it now. Yep, okay. Okay, I thought we were looking east in that shot. Now I think about it heading west. You're spot on, Graham. Looking west, yeah. That's good to hear, Mr. Jackson. I got some good drone shots of the Hamilton Station yards. This is another one that I'm stumped on. Just going to go back and do that one again. So there's a platform either side of the road there, so I'm wondering actually if this is Nurlutta, because Nurlutta would have been there in the 80s, and this footage I'm pretty sure is from the 80s. And so we're looking at, I can't remember what that road is off about now, but yeah, Salisbury. And so that might be Penfield Golf Course and stuff in the background there now. Yeah, I reckon you're right, Kingsley. I think we're looking at Nurlutta there, and then now we're looking at Penfield. I think that's West Avenue. Alright, cool. Now we got one more, and this is a Kim Bird one, and it's a bit more suburban. Yeah, I reckon you're right, JK. Thanks, everybody, for doing this. Now, where is this one? This just says Northline, and it looks pretty suburban to me, and it looks a lot earlier than 1980. It's a bit shorter, so I'll have to loop it. Loop it again. There we go. What did I do there? Why did my screen go black? Oh, there you go. It's back again. Who said West Croydon? No, it can't be West Croydon because that's Outer Harbour Line. And you see those factories there at the end of the shot. So I think that might be starting to give away something. No worries, Mr. Jaximus. Thanks for coming on board, brother. Oh, well, it's a good title screen, Luke. I reckon that could be Dudley Park. Oh no, Luke. Sorry to hear that, man, but thanks for joining in on the chat anyway. Watch the replay or something, bro, but we'll definitely see you next week. Good luck. G'day, Ryan. Welcome aboard. So I'm just going to keep... Oh, thanks for subscribing too, Ryan. That would be probably one of the first subscribers that I've ever gotten from a live stream. I'll loop this a couple more times, but I'm pretty sure we're all starting to come down on... Dudley Park on that one. And probably before, well, definitely before the standard gauge line. So we're looking at probably a regular sort of suburban service there, eh? All right, cool. All right, now we're going to transition out of that one. Now, this one's for Graham as well, because Graham sent me the tip, right, that there was a station originally inside the Islington Works. So while I was down there, I had a look around. And I'm wondering if this is the gate that Graham meant when he talked about where the original Islington station. Yeah, no worries, Noel. Hope you got it sorted, mate. It's a beautiful book. Hopefully Justin Miller didn't get banned from YouTube as well, but no, thanks for thinking about Outdoors Type. And so yeah, I was down exploring as much as I could get. Oh look, I just figured out that I can pause this video instead of just looping it and making everybody dizzy. So platform was just to the left. Yeah, okay, well that's now a play cafe. Isn't that nice? Right. Now I'm going to go to a slideshow, and as always, I have questions. I should put some background music into this. That's why it's much easier. South of the main gate. No, I didn't get banned from YouTube, Brian. Yeah, definitely gone now. Thanks, gentlemen, for the tip on that one. Now, here's a photo which purports to be of the North Line and 2 RX locomotives going over the North Line. Let me see if I can get my slideshow words up and I can talk more about it. I called this image not the Torrens Bridge because it was sent to me as an image of the Torrens Bridge by, I think it was Samuel Sweet, maybe even. But that can't be the, I don't know. I'm not so sure that's the original Torrens, well, that one after the original Torrens River Bridge. Because there's that road bridge in the background. Maybe I might have to do a bit more research on perhaps the way the original Port Road came out of Adelaide and how that works these days, but also it's the river just, well, maybe that's a different bridge altogether, but the River Torrens doesn't seem to sort of flow that way, so I don't think this is the Torrens River. No, that's okay, right? No problems. Josh has very good Cantonese and very good English, so if anyone can translate and swing between the two, it's going to be Josh, that's for sure. Okay, next one. What have I got to do? I've got to find my slideshow controls again. Where have they gone? There they are. So, hang on. Yeah, okay. This is about 72 images I've got, so bear in mind there's going to be some gaps here because I've already got images of some of these places, or maybe OBS is just going to decide to play them randomly because I did do my best to put these in order from south to north along the line. We'll see how we go. This is Regency Road. Yeah, this is Regency Road before the bridge went over. It's going to be part of the video. This is an old something class engine out at Kilburn. A P-class out at Kilburn. And, oh yeah, that last image. That one there. I was actually trying to confirm where that one was, actually. Now I'm looking at my notes. So, Grand Junction Road. Thanks, Graham. Yeah. Yeah. No worries, Ryan. Have a nice dinner. I was thinking Regency or Grand Junction, so Graham's got it. Grand Junction. P-class at Kilburn. This is the old F-class, or something F-class, I think it is, as it was in the playground at Elizabeth years ago. Another engine that ran along the line. Regency had the Islington signal cab. Yeah, okay, yep, I get it. Yeah, I've seen some photos, I think, where a lot of stuff was actually stuffed under the bridge there. Another one of the engines that ran along the line. This was an image because I was looking for images that looked over Adelaide and Adelaide railway station. Turns out this one's from a bit far away. This one will be we're heading into North Adelaide now. There we go. Now they're going to be in order. Phew, I thought I stuffed it up again there for a minute. So yeah, North Adelaide, 1910. This one. We are also looking at North Adelaide there. Although now I'm looking at it again, I'm like, actually, really? North Adelaide 1952, although that probably would be the golf course, and sometimes the lack of vegetation can throw you, because Adelaide has a lot more trees these days. North Adelaide again. This is 1953. Slowly working out how to do this and keep the research in there as well. This is 1977. Who remembers the old railway crossing at North Adelaide before the Park Terrace overpass was built? A look inside the signal cabin before it too was probably burned down. The old sidings that were at North Adelaide, they're now basketball courts. Yeah, there was so much that has gone, that's for sure. So that's where, yeah, the basketball courts and the standard gauge and all that runs through now. There was a wood yard, and there used to be freight trains to North Adelaide, believe it or not. This is North Adelaide when it had a nice building over on the other side, on the other platform. This is also North Adelaide, and you're effectively looking west down what is Park Terrace now. So over on the left there, you've got a bit more detail of the woodyard and whatnot. This is actually taken from up on the Hawker Street Bridge before Hawker Street is the railway crossing that we see today. They took down the bridge in the 1980s. Apparently it was just a rickety old bridge built by the tramways to avoid paying crossing fees. I'm looking forward to using some of these shots in the videos. Yeah, it's a good, and there's some good colour in these photos too. You can really see that orange cross. Pretty sure they were line markers, so somebody might correct me, but that might signify that the train is on the Gawler line. The old Lauke flour mills back in the 80s there, and there is the Hawker Street Bridge again, which doesn't exist these days, but that building still does. It's funny, it just looks like a half building that got cut off somewhere along the line. There you go. There's another broad gauge line there, which was eventually replaced with the standard gauge that you've got today. So yeah, North Adelaide had a siding, Anthony. It's really cool to learn all this stuff and why these spaces are the way they are. There's Ovingham now. So we're crossed over Torrens Road, and we're looking back towards Torrens Road at the old Ovingham station. Gosh, a little bit crusty out there on the... what would that be on the other side there where you're headed out of town? Would that be the down platform? Is that how it works? Do they go down towards the center of the network or up? I forget. Yeah, that's really cool, Lyle, but by the looks of that bridge, it's probably well past its use-by date by the time they took it down. Here we are at Ovingham again, a bit closer to Torrens Road. I've got some great images of the old Torrens Road crossing then and now. This be looking at Ovingham with the standard gauge line just gone in. I'm pretty sure those alignments are a whole lot different these days. There seems to be an awful lot of space. Graham, you're bloody good at this. So down is away from Adelaide, up is towards. Down is away, up is towards. Okay, that means I think I may actually not have stuffed it up in my narration. So yeah, uphill towards Adelaide and downhill towards. Got it. Oh, that's the ones. These are the ones I was talking about. Again, thanks for these images to the National Railway Museum. A huge selection of original authors of these photos. You would need to download the Excel spreadsheet from the National Railway Museum to get an idea of just how many people contribute to the National Railway Museum. Torrens Road. Let's see if I got this. 1920s. And then we go to... so if it's going away from Adelaide, it's going down. Well, yeah, if it's heading up the hills towards Belair, it's a down train. Yep, that no wonder it's confusing to us novices. And this is looking the other way, though. This is the Torrens Road intersection. I'm guessing this would be in the 80s or the 90s by the look of the cars and by the look of the advertising and the state of the roads at that point in time. But that's going to be a remarkable shot to mix together. Down is coming out of town and up is heading in. That sounds like a good way to remind it. Downtown and up and in. Ooh, tidy vehicles. I don't know what you mean, Pete. Is that code for something? Where are we now? Dudley Park in 19... No, this is Dudley Park in the 1980s. And this is Dudley Park in 1957. Pretty sure. There we go. Dudley Park's on fire. The Holden VI VL Commodore. Tidy. I'll include that in there and start reaching out to a Holden buff audience. Hang on. Let me figure it out. Down is away from Adelaide. Downhill, away from town. And up is heading in. Alright. I'll screenshot my own chat. Thank you, everybody, for clarifying that one. We got over the whole turning the mic on thing. Maybe I'll figure this out eventually. This is apparently Islington Station in 1891. Kingsley, I could watch the replay, but the chat doesn't come up in the replay anymore, and I've done some troubleshooting on it, and I can't seem to find a solution. There's many people complaining out there that the chat replay isn't working. So if the chat replay is working for you, then let me know, because I'm not the only person looking for a solution to this. So yeah, Islington, way back in the day. Islington in 1960. An aerial shot of Islington in the 1930s. Oh, sorry, these are a little bit out of date order. Islington in 1964. Yeah, I know, right? When you see the footage that I've taken, Wilbur, that's a really salient point, is that when you see the footage that I've taken and there's people in it at the railway stations, every single one of them has a phone in their hands. Inside the workshops. Here's what I meant when there seems to be a station tucked under the bridge there at Islington. So they must be slowly creeping the station further south at this point in time. And today the station is well and truly a bit further south and not under the bridge, or maybe they rebuilt the bridge a bit further north. Costco could actually be that big that it would take all of that space up, yes, but we're looking north. Costco would be, I don't know, probably half a K further on into the distance there. This was, where are we now? This was Kilburn in 1947. Nice. And it's the only shot I've got of the Brill car on the Gawler line. So I was glad to get this shot. Also Kilburn. It's not getting much better. This is a P-class locomotive stuck at Kilburn. This is the Northfield line. I kept this one because it was actually misidentified as the Penfield line, so I weeded it out and saved it. And there's some cool cars in the front of that one too, Pete. So Pete's looking at it for the cars. And this is at Northfield. I might use that image when I talk about how the Northfield line branched off from the Gawler line. We are looking at Chitter now. Bear in mind, I might have jumped a few places in this collection, but I have all the other photos already of the other stations that I need. So we're just looking at the NRM connection here. That's a good way to look at it, Pete. Yeah, I know you spotted the punch buggy as well. Look out for trades. Yeah, this is Chitter. This is Salisbury, right? I got a heap of good images from Salisbury, particularly some from the Salisbury History Group. Look up the Salisbury District History Group on Flickr and have a look through their albums. Find the Transport album and prepare to be amazed. That's the Salisbury District History Group on Flickr. Flickr can sometimes be a really good source of images as well, but you've got to watch out for rights to use the images. This is also Salisbury. Also Salisbury, funnily enough. Also Salisbury. Those silos there, maybe even a bit further back from where the Hoyt cinemas are these days. So maybe even like where the Salisbury Community Hub in the centre of town is. So if you're wondering where all this space and why the centre of Salisbury there looks really new compared to the stuff around it, and why some of the main strips of Salisbury seem kind of out of it, when you sort of understand just how big the yards and the industry was around the Salisbury station, you start to understand why that part seems to be more urban renewal-y. This was all in the 80s, right? Also Salisbury. Looking from the, must have been an overpass there. These days it's the high school overpass from Salisbury High over the bridge, and we're looking at a train coming off the Penfield branch line, and that's the Gawler branch line on the right. These were images that I actually used in the Penfield video ages ago, so I revived them and brought them into the folder for this project. So this is a train heading off on a tour onto the Penfield line. But you can see how that must have changed over the years as well. Let me see if I got the dates. No, these were both the 80s, and it looks like at some stage... Oh, I get it now. Now I'm looking at it. This is actually a tour train heading off on the main North line. And that's the Penfield Junction in the foreground. Yeah, I got it twigged at the same time as all you guys. Looking at them from this perspective is different for me too. This is that same junction lower down. This is that same junction further away. How many different views can you get? Oh, look, there's another one. Where are we now? Oh, there's going to be some out of sequence ones coming up, but we are heading out to Salisbury now. No, we're going past that. Yes, we have. We are at Nerlutta now. This is a train coming out of Nerlutta. We are then going to Smithfield. That was an interesting image that I hadn't seen yet of the goods yards at Smithfield in the later years of their decay, in 1982. Now, these are out of sequence. We're back at Tube Mills. And this is apparently in 1961, although I'm not really sure why the photo's so crap for 1961. But at any rate, yeah, we've jumped back a little bit. But you know what? We're all working for free here. So Tube Mills was a station that I still remember, because it wasn't removed until the late 80s, so I might have gone past it once. It'd been unused for a very long time. I can't remember the exact date now right off the top of my head. And it was built purely for the workers at the British Tube Mills factory, which is now a whole, I think you pronounce it Veolia or whatever, the bin people. Yeah, that's a huge factory for those people now. That's also the Tube Mills platform. It's a little bit further down the line from Kilburn. This is at Tube Mills, obviously looking at a train going past. And now we're back on track again, and this is Elizabeth. Again, when I'm sending off image requests based on the spreadsheet, I'm not actually seeing the image. So I was hoping that this would be, you know, more focused on the trains and the buses, but there you go, that's the bus in Elizabeth. This is Wommer in 1982, and what a beautiful station it is. And we're back to Smithfield again. This is in 1982 again. Broadmeadows in 1982. God, what a place. Somebody asked in the comments on YouTube if I could find evidence of the old underpass at Broadmeadow, and I did. So this is what they used to look like. It's entirely debatable whether they look any better these days, as you'll see in the video. Where are we now? Oh, we're cranking through because there's 72 photos here, so please direct me to stop if you want me to stop and go back. This is, believe it or not, Monopara. Back when Monopara was a nice place to live. I don't understand it either, Wilbur. Seems to be that they're absolute magnets, but I'm sure you've hung around the railways enough to know that yeah, generally hanging around the railways, there's some pretty unhinged people, and it just seems to be, I don't know, call me old man, but I'm sure it may have always been the case. I just didn't notice it because I was a kid, but it's pretty lawless out there on the trains. They basically got to build everything to be fireproof and completely vandal proof. We are looking at, was it Monopara? This is Cudler. God, I seem to have an inordinate amount of footage and photos of Cudler, really. Adelaide's only rural suburban station. Yeah, I know, right, Graham? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. What's this one? This is Tamburlaine, apparently. Yes, because you can see the word in the sign there. Yes, so I did think that, Graham, and yeah, thanks, Pete. I knew you would be the one to say it. Yep, another dodgy bloke hanging around platforms with a camera. Jeez. Not even catching a train, mate. So there we are at, well, we're not at Tamburlaine. This is Tamburlaine, like, in the 1970s. This is Evanston, probably the worst railway station I have ever seen in my life back then, and it still is terrible. Actually, Tamburlaine kind of makes Evanston makes Dry Creek look civilized. We're nearly there, believe it or not. Now we're in Gawler in 1890. I couldn't find any photos of the original Gawler station. Obviously the line reached Gawler in 1857, and the earliest photos of Gawler railway station I can find are in the 1880s or the 1890s. I can't actually find any images of the original station building, so I have no idea what it looked like. It's actually really difficult to find descriptions of the original Gawler station except for it burned down. So there you go, it burned down. lost in the mists of time. I've also scoured the Gawler local history group. You can also find them on Flickr. Amazing images as well that you can filter by albums and galleries. So, yeah, there was a lot going on with the Gawler line, so hopefully you'll enjoy this, Hookstagram. Thanks for coming on board. This was the first train to come out of Gawler. James Martin and Co. built 70-odd locomotives in Gawler from very early on, and this is one of them, and they were sent from the factory down the tram line, down Murray Street and 19th Street, down to the railway line. That factory was essentially where Target is these days. They've kept the facade, but yeah, there you go. And one of those trains is still that train under the canopy down at Gawler Railway Station. This is the bridge at Murray Street across the Gawler River back when you had a tram line on it. The tram line didn't make it into the 1900s, I'm pretty sure, or made it only very shortly into the 1900s, so we're looking way back here. Now we're in the Gawler Yard. We're having a bit of a look around here. We're now into the 1980s. We've jumped forward quite a bit there with the goods shed. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, I think it's still sketchy, mate. It's definitely still sketchy as. Gawler in the rain, another one of those weather photos that I love to see, where you get a really good sense of what the weather was like that day. I don't know. This is another shot of the goods shed, all gone these days. Car park and in industry, I'm pretty sure. Gawler Oval had a shelter, another interesting little platform. They must have gone to a considerable effort to demolish this platform and replace it with the temporary looking stick thing that they've got there these days. So there you go, that's the government for you. The King Street Bridge, back when it was a bridge, and the other cool thing about this image is it's got the jumbo in it as well. So I've got an image of almost, yeah, it looks, yeah, look, it'd be hard to explain that photo, to be honest with you, Pete. I may not use all these photos in the video, right? This video could end up being like 3 hours long. So yeah, I've got an image of just about every train. Yes, there is the Criterion, I'm pretty sure, is the one still across from the Gawler station. Although it's clear that there was once 3 or 4 pubs there, but yeah, the main one on 19th Street is still open. Sorry if I don't remember all the details when I'm on the fly. This was when it was North Gawler, although someone tried to argue, I wouldn't say tried, but someone really argued the point with me that it was definitely Gawler North and not North Gawler, but anyway, it doesn't matter, it's Gawler Central these days, and that's a car park now on the right. This train would also be parked in the Coles car park, actually no, that's coming in from the Barossa, so you've now got a car park in front of that image. Yeah, that was an interesting image, wasn't it, Pete? Because of the perspective, which I would say he is very tall, but you have to wonder sometimes about old cameras. This again is North Gawler or Gawler Central, back when this would be the Stony. Interesting to note now that I'm looking at this image, Noel, too, that it's got the same cross on the front. Obviously, it's not a colour image, but I'm assuming that might be a orange cross on the front of this diesel locomotive. And then you can see on the left there, obviously, the sidings and a little bit of a shed there. It's Coles car park now. So there you go. That is 72 images. Yeah, I wish I hadn't missed so much. I made it to Adelaide in the late 80s, and I missed a whole bunch of it. And that's why I started this channel, right, was to just say, hey, I could continue to miss it, or I could capture what I can while I can as well. And hopefully in years to come, what I do, particularly with the new footage, will become part of the record the same way that I use all of these images from all of these sources. So huge thanks to the National Railway Museum for working with me and supporting the work that I do. And as time goes by and my networks grow, things will just get better and better. So yeah. No worries, folks. And I've actually just completely lost track of time looking through those images. You know, me, I'm a visual design nerd, and I could just talk about that crap and about how cool the images are all day. Now, where are we? We're on this scene, and we've been going for nearly an hour. So it's time to do the romper room thing, as Justin Miller would say. I completely forgot tonight. I was going to invite people to come into the magic window. I had it all set up, and I'd be like, hey man, you can sit in the magic window and watch along with us all from the magic window, but I completely forgot to put that link in. Okay, well, we'll continue to explore the ankle. No, definitely, we will continue to explain all that. And Graham is now also an excellent source of information, and that's what I love about this channel. We had Max Hobby, who's now over in the UK. We've got Kingsley, who once came on board famously on a Red Hen train trip with me. We've had Noel, who travelled around, and I've met up with Noel in Coffs Harbour. I've got so many people offering so much excellent knowledge in this forum, and I think that's one of the things that's made it of such great value, not just to me, but to also some of you all out there in the audience as well. Trainboy 1200 included, just got back from the UK. If you've got any photos you want to share, send them to me on the Facebook, right? And I can share them here also, or short videos, whatever, and that goes for everybody. So that's all for tonight, folks. I have a lot of fun with these big galleries now. I've started to ease into all of that. It looked like an ankle. Okay, anchor. We'll work on that one. Yeah, who have we had on board tonight? As always, the thing only goes back so far, and I will need to crack this chat replay thing not playing, right? So I don't know, perhaps we could have a talk about it on Facebook if anyone happens to be looking back at the video, or you're replaying this and you're looking at the chat replay. Send me a message and let me know if it's working or not for you, and I'll continue to troubleshoot that. Mr. Jacksonmas has gone to bed. Thanks for coming on board, Steve Klink. Graham Dory, thanks for coming on board. Luke's Fishing, hope your internet's better next week, dude. Wilbur, thank you for coming on board, sir, as always. Ree, thank you. Trainboy 1200, thanks. Kingsley Purvis from WA. It's definitely not getting late over there. Thanks, mate, for coming on board and for all your advice and information. The Van Couple will keep the shorts coming. Dan, Amber, and Archer, cheers. Andy Munro, loving your work if you're still here at the moment. Driftos Photography, Pete, thanks for coming on board. Pete's been on board with Good Chats from before it was even Good Chats, right? That's a really long time, so yeah, appreciate it, man. Jeremy Kemp has also been on board Good Chats for a really long time and has kind of played the role of the producer of the show, keeping me honest, although clearly that seems to have become a group activity. But I thank everybody for their support and their reminders. Oz Travel Log, thanks guys for coming on board. O'Malley rocking the Moomba. Tonight, excuse me if I missed you. Noel, of course, from Coffs Harbour, that's brilliant. Lyle, thank you. Pete, thanks for your information too, mate. Ron Boyton over in Melbourne. Go check out Ron's Facebook page and his photos. Brilliant. Luggy 111, but he managed not to bring JM with him this week. John Blakeney, always a pleasure, mate. Waterfront 32. Thank you for coming on board, and I know what you're saying about Mount Gambier there. Let's keep going. Ryan, he came in and out from Joshua's channel. That's brilliant. Things are all happening. I managed to get the mic on the first time. And I asked some brilliant questions and I got some brilliant answers too. Anthony Walsh, thank you for coming on board. Hookstagram, thanks for coming on board too, mate. I really appreciate it. I'll check out your videos as well. We'll check out Hookstagram's channel and I'll tell you all about it next week. And to the replayers as well, gosh, if you made it over an hour again, thank you very much. This could very well have been the first Good Chats ever to have actually gained me a subscriber, but we'll see when I go look at the stats. We do this every week from 8:15 p.m. every Wednesday, where we share railway history mainly, but love to talk about all sorts of topics. I will drop the link early in the chat next week, so perhaps we can actually put some of y'all into the magic window. As always, I'm always trying new techie stuff. Put some of y'all into the magic window. Maybe we could get you to talk. I don't know. We'll work that out as we go. There is so much out there, and Noel, I'd love to do more on Mount Gambier. Glencoe, like Michael Robinson said, I really do want to go back and do Glencoe. Yes, I saw the machines, the track machines at Islington. Not sure how much footage I got of them right up the top of my head. But the fact that there is so much to do is one of the reasons that I'm kind of going more all in on outdoors type these days, and here's hoping one day it actually pays me a wage. Yeah, good luck to me with that. But anyway, until next Wednesday at 8:15 p.m, everybody have a good week, and we'll see you all then. Peace.